The Elephone S7 probably has been the most hyped phone coming from a small Chinese manufacturer of this year. It literally took them ages to finally make the phone available after it was announced for the first time. Now we finally have been able to test the Elephone S7 for more than 3 weeks. I'm Christopher from ChinaMobileMag. Enjoy watching this review. So the Elephone S7 ain't just a Samsung Galaxy S7 knockoff in terms of design, the packaging actually looks quite similar as well. When you order the Elephone S7, you will get a user manual, a power supply, micro USB cable and SIM tool. There also is some additional stuff you can order, which we also got with our review unit. That's a flip cover, a protective film and a transparent case to protect the handset's rear. Design-wise, the Elephone S7 looks stunning, and especially the blue version is one of the most beautiful China phones we have seen this year. The metal frame of the phone is blue as well and curved in an elegant way. The openings for the speakers and ports are crafted very precise, so there are no cheap looking sharp edges and stuff. Hardware buttons sit in place tightly and thus don't rattle. The SIM tray is crafted very well too, and you almost can't feel it. One highlight is the phone's rear. This one's blue too, but has some special effect to it. Depending on how light shines on it, it shows a moving line pattern, which does look awesome since it makes the phone really play with surrounding light. Unfortunately, just the looks are stunning. The material used isn't glass but plastic of the cheapest kind. This means the rear is extremely prone to scratches. Placing it on the table just one time resulted in scratches. After using the phone for a week, the rear looked pretty ugly already. In addition, the material also is very brittle. It's pretty much impossible to get the cover off the back in one piece if you want to replace the battery, for example. That means that you likely will need a new cover in addition to the new battery. The front of the Elephone S7 is covered by 2.5D glass with a very visible edge. Above the screen there are sensors, the earpiece, front camera and a status LED which only lights up in red and green on our phone, but red is way too dark. Below the screen there is a physical home button with embedded fingerprint scanner. You can either touch the button or press it. The pressure point is okay and the button never gets stuck. Touch buttons are not available on the S7. The Elephone S7 screen uses the Bezel-Less technology. Thanks to an optical trick, the screen looks bezel-less since the bezels are very slim and are hidden by projecting the picture onto the edge of the 2.5D glass. This actually does look really nice, and due to the slim bezels also makes the phone smaller. 150.5 by 73.7 mm is what you get here. Thickness is 9 mm and weight is 176 grams. The 5.5-inch LCD panel, which is made by JDI, operates at 1920 by 1080 pixels. Picture quality is really good and colors do look natural. The brightness of the screen is very high, which makes up for good outdoor readability. Outdoor readability is further enhanced by MediaTek's smart screen technology, which is available on the S7 in addition to the classic mirror vision settings. Something that could have been done better is auto brightness. We think that the phone often sets the brightness too high, which wastes a lot of energy. The screen glass is very durable thanks to its thickness. It so far has been scratch-proof too. Till today there is not a single scratch on the glass, and oleophobic coating sadly is missing. The touch panel is very much unacceptable. The resolution is extremely low, which causes heavy lagging when scrolling or moving icons. Not only that, accuracy is low too. Typing often results in hitting the wrong keys, and hitting small links while surfing the web is an awfully complicated task. In addition, there is a very noticeable input lag. Using the Elephone S7 for several weeks, we still haven't got used to the crappy touch panel and thus don't find the phone very enjoyable. You shouldn't expect anything to change about the crappy TP with future updates too, since Elephone have released multiple updates already and know about the issues from day one, yet they still haven't fixed it, so it clearly is a hardware related issue. For performance, it doesn't look any better. On the paper you would expect a great performance with 4GB of RAM and a Helio X20 10-core SoC, yet that's not the case due to the disastrous optimization of the software. If we wouldn't know better, we would think that the Elephone S7 is based on an old MT753 SoC. The phone is miles away from the performance that other Helio X20 devices reach. This is especially noticeable when trying to play games, even if they are less demanding. Older games like Dead Trigger 2 for example. As you can see, this game lags heavily, and no, this is not caused by the Helio X20 chipset, since we have a couple of other Helio X20 phones here on which the game runs smooth. Cooling also doesn't work well on the Elephone S7, since under load the phone gets really hot on the upper rear and the SoC temperature often reaches more than 70 degrees Celsius, which is very surprising since the Helio X20 usually is a very cool SoC. Sensor equipment on the Elephone S7 is rather good, since we've got a gyroscope and compass there, but the compass sadly does not work properly, which sucks big time. The fingerprint scanner works surprisingly well. Out of 10 tries, one unlocking attempt fails. Wet or oily fingers are nothing the phone struggles with. Unlocking time is okay, but not overly fast. The Elephone S7 still runs Android 6.0 Marshmallow. We don't know when the Android 7 update will be released. The OS has been customized just a little bit. The launcher is different, but besides of that, it really is vanilla Android the phone runs. The home button features are kinda interesting. Pressing the button brings you to the home screen. Double tapping on it brings you to the home screen as well. Tapping on it once triggers the back button. Double pressing it, however, triggers the feature key, which opens a predefined application, for example the camera app. In case you don't like this way of using your phone, you can also enable on-screen buttons and control the phone with them. A bug we have noticed is affecting clear motion. This technology is supposed to make videos look more smooth and is supported by the S7. Sadly, it doesn't really work here and actually makes videos seem more laggy when enabled. Seems like Elephone screwed it up when implementing it, yet they still didn't fix it after several updates. Reception quality of the Elephone S7 has been good throughout the testing phase. LTE band 20 is supported and signal strength is high. Wi-Fi performance is good too. We haven't encountered signal losses here at the office, and the bandwidth we reached was up to 160 megabit per second. GPS is where things do look less nice. GPS signal is good, fixed times are too, however, there is some issue which makes the location point jump around the map like mad. Due to this, doing GPS tracking with the Elephone S7 is pretty much impossible, and navigation doesn't work well either. As for the other bugs, this issue hasn't been fixed by Elephone until today, though we are pretty sure that it's not a hardware-related issue. The quality of the internal speaker is unacceptable. It sounds way too flat and tinny, and high frequencies actually hurt inside the ears. Headphone jack has been screwed up too. Headphones are only recognized if you pull them out a little bit after plugging them in and then push them back in again. In addition, the plug sits inside the headphone jack very loose. Audio quality itself is good though, and on par with other Helio X20 phones. Telephony quality is okay and the earpiece sounds good and loud. However, noise cancelling is missing, which is a big no-no at this price tag asked for the top-end model. Camera of the Elephone S7 is crap. As in a lot of other Elephones before, the camera suffers from cheap lenses which creates blurred areas inside pictures. Lots of people complain about this issue, and our device has them too. In case of our unit, the lower area of pictures is totally blurred and the blurriness goes almost up to the center of the pictures. But even without those lens issues, the camera wouldn't be good considering the price tag of the phone. There is a lack of detail, colors look washed out and pictures seem blurry. The 3000 mAh battery inside the Elephone S7 sadly isn't used efficiently. Battery life often wasn't enough to get throughout a full day. Only when enabling balanced mode and not using camera, GPS and games, we have been able to get through a day. Fast charging is supported and the Elephone S7 will be charged from 20 to 100% within a little more than 1 hour. Verdict: there is no way we can recommend the Elephone S7. The phone suffers from too many issues, which haven't been fixed despite numerous updates. We have waited for this review quite a long time to give them a chance, yet they haven't made use of it. Bad touch panel, bad performance, bad camera, bad GPS, hell, at $240 you can choose from tons of phones that do those things much better. So that's all for this review. I'm Christopher for CMM, see you in the next one.